Hey everybody, welcome to TechMark Gaming. In today's video, I'm gonna be cleaning out my PlayStation 5 after owning it for 3 years. Yes, I've been a little busy, but now is the perfect time to show you guys how to clean out the PlayStation 5. There's a lot of dust inside of these vents, and I have 2 cats, so there's definitely cat hair stuck inside of my PlayStation 5. But before we get into the video, be sure to smash that like button, comment below and tell me if you have the PlayStation 5, and subscribe to TechMark Gaming so I can be recommended to more gamers like yourself. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, before we open up the PlayStation 5, here's some essential things that I recommend that you have before you open up the PlayStation 5. Now, the first item that I recommend that you have is a USB air duster. It comes along with the feature of a vacuum so you can easily get inside of the crevices of the fan for the PlayStation 5. Now, the second item that I recommend that you have before you open up the PlayStation 5 is an iFixit toolkit. This is going to come with tools that you definitely need for the PlayStation 5, such as a screwdriver. You have all of the inserts that's going to come in handy for taking out those screws from the PlayStation 5, like the TRA insert that goes into the screwdriver. If you guys want to check this out, I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, before we open up the PlayStation 5, remove all accessories from the PlayStation 5. This includes remote controls, accessories, hooks, and even the PlayStation stand. Now, as you may notice, I have a dedicated flathead screwdriver that you can use to open up the PlayStation 5. This is also included in the iFixit kit, so you can remove that screw from the bottom of the PlayStation 5. Then we're going to gently remove the stand from the PlayStation 5 and lay the console on this side so we can go ahead and remove the face plates. As you can see, I'm gonna take each side of the PlayStation 5 faceplate and move it to the left side of the PS5. And now we're gonna go ahead and clean off the inner works of the faceplate with a microfiber cloth and some Windex. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check out this microfiber cloth. Next, we're gonna turn the PlayStation 5 over and pop off the other plate. As you guys can see, just as simple as the other one was, I did the exact same process with this other faceplate. Now, as you can see, we're looking at the inner works of the PS5, and as you can see, the fan has a lot of dust and cat hair inside of it, as well as the vents. Man, this thing needs a real cleaning after 3 years. So this project is going to be really fun for me, and I hope it is for you guys. Now, the first item that I want to grab to clean out the PlayStation 5 is the USB air duster. We're going to put it onto duster mode, so it's basically going to blow high pressure air through the PlayStation 5 so it can get all of the dust outside of the crevices, and you don't necessarily need to have a can of compressed air. So I'm gonna go ahead and get through the fans and the vents, as you can see in this clip. And man, it was so dusty in the room that I had to bring an air purifier in, and I really haven't even opened up the console just yet. As you can see at the back of the PlayStation 5, there's just dust flying all over the place. This was actually pretty satisfying because after 3 years, the PlayStation 5 definitely need this clean. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna do is wipe down the internal shell with a microfiber cloth just to get all of the extra dust off of the shell. Now, before we move the fan, we need to remove the vent. So we're going to pop off this piece that you can see on the PlayStation 5. Be very gentle. You can easily remove it with your hands as long as you take your time. And now we're going to wipe it off just to make sure that the dust is off of this piece as well. Next, I'm going to grab a screwdriver and the TR8 screw from the iFixit kit and put it inside of the screwdriver. Now we're going to take out all of the screws from the fan, and I just want to let you guys know that each screw is a different length, so make sure that you put them on a certain side of the PlayStation 5 so you don't lose track. Next, we're going to grab the pry tool from the iFixit kit and remove this cover so we can expose the fan's connectors. The next thing that we want to do is unplug the fan's connector from the PlayStation 5. I just used my fingers because it's a lot more quicker. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the fan from the PlayStation 5, and as you can see, this is probably the reason why my PlayStation 5 was overheating. There's just so much dust inside of the fan, and look at this, we have a dust ball here. This was most likely the reason why my PlayStation 5 was overheating, and after 3 years of not cleaning it, what do you expect? To solve this, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my air duster, and we're gonna go ahead and clean out this fan. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the dusting mode and get to cleaning. Now, as you can see, I'm starting on the base of the fan and working my way to the sides. As you can see, there's just so much dust that's flying off of this fan, so I have my air filter up on blast just to try to get the air clean. But yeah, you want to basically go to the back of the fan as well. Make sure that you get those crevices because it's going to come in handy for making your PlayStation 5 run a lot more quiet. Additionally, I'm gonna grab a microfiber cloth and try to get deeper inside of the edges of the fan so it can get all of the dust that we couldn't get necessarily with the vacuum / duster. I also got some wet paper towels so I can make sure that the fan doesn't look ashy. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and get my air duster and circulate air through the fan one last time just to make sure that all of the components are dry. Next, we're going to enable the vacuum mode on this exact same device, then clean out the fan cubby for the PlayStation 5 just to make sure that we get all of the dust and anything that could be potentially overheating my PlayStation 5. And just to be on the safe side, we're going to grab the number 1 screw and put it inside of our screwdriver, and we're going to open the SSD bay. This is just to make sure that nothing has crawled or there's no dust inside of the SSD bay that could potentially be overheating the drive as well. I'm gonna grab my vacuum and vacuum out the SSD bay just to make sure that there's no dust. As you can see, as simple as that, we can go ahead and wrap this up and put the door back on the SSD bay. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the fan once again. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this fan where it needs to go and reattach the connector just to make sure that the fan still turns on and cools the PlayStation 5. Now, before we screw anything in, we want to reattach the fan cover, line it up with the pinholes. Then we're going to go ahead and put the screws back into place where they need to go. Then we're going to grab the vent piece and reattach it to the PlayStation 5 by just lining up the pinholes and pressing it down into place. And lastly, we can't forget the fan connector cover. We're going to go ahead and place that back into where it needs to go, and it should be as easily as just pressing it down and just making sure that the adhesive stick to the PlayStation 5. Next, I'm going to go ahead and reattach the PS5's plates. It's just as easy as moving the plate to the right side of the console and it's going to snap into place. And I'm going to turn it over and put on the other plate as well. But before I do that, I'm gonna install a custom sticker. I'll leave a description if you guys want to check out the bundle that I purchased. You can have all different types of colors. So let me go ahead and put on this plate here, and as simple as that, this thing is going to snap into place, and now we have a finished product. And I don't know what it is, but this PlayStation 5 sticker just brings a lot more character to the PlayStation 5. Next, we're going to go ahead and reattach the stand. If you guys want to check out the stand, I'll leave a link down in the description below, and I'll leave a card above if you guys want to check this out. The reason I love this stand is because it's an all-in-one package. It has a DualSense charging station for 2 controllers. This charges it up from 0 to 100 with just 1 USB port. You can't go wrong with that. It also has a cooling station inside of it, and it comes with the hook so you can hang up your PlayStation 5 headphones right on the console. And the craziest part is that you can put your media remote on this stand as well if you're not using it. Now, the last thing that we have to do is plug in the PS5 into the back of the TV and plug in its power cables, and as simple as that, we now have a clean, fresh PlayStation 5. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, comment below and tell me what games you like to play on your PS5, and subscribe to Techmark Gaming so I can be recommended to more gamers like yourself. In the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Deuces.